Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to a brand new video. I am really excited to do this video with you guys. It's something that I have been sort of like debating about doing for a little while. I did a little poll over on my Instagram. I got a couple of questions from there, and then I've just been like asking like family, friends, anyone that knows me, if they have any pregnancy related questions that they wanted me to get stuck into. So I've written everything down and I thought we could go through it together. As you can see, I am in Little Bear's room and I've got my hospital bag packed. I've still got some bits to like deal with on the side here. I've just made myself a nice cup of coffee to really sit down, get stuck in and go through everything with you. As you will have guessed from the title of this video, I'm going to be doing a pregnancy Q&A. So I have actually written down all of the questions on my phone, just so I've got them to go through. Some of these were asked on my Instagram poll. I will leave my channel for my Instagram and my TikTok down below as well. So someone did ask, are you having a girl or a boy? This was asked over on my Instagram, and as you can tell from the colour I'm wearing, obviously ignore the pink headband, I am having a little boy. We have been referring to him as Little Bear until he arrives, just because I think it makes it a little bit more personable. It's just nicer to refer to him as like my little bear rather than just saying the baby all the time. So another question that I get asked all the time, both online and also like in person. So whenever I go somewhere, whether that's for like appointments or like friends or family, is everyone wants to know his name. So a question I did get asked was, have you chosen their name? And yes, we have chosen his name. We were kind of set on names before we fell pregnant. I have like chosen a girl name and Josh had chosen a boy name. Both of us have kind of said, yeah, we like each other's names. So when we found out we were pregnant, I was like waiting for the gender reveal to kind of find out who was the winner on who gets to use their like chosen name. Josh has picked the name, I really like it, and then his middle name is something that I've chosen. That one will be German as well. His whole name we're basically not sharing with anyone, but his middle name I've chosen, and then that is German. So it kind of like links back to him being part German and having a German mom. Of course, as soon as he is here, the one thing that I'm super excited to do is share his name with everyone. I just think it's like one of them things that I wanted to keep really like close to us, like just for me and Josh. So there's not a lot of opinions, like no one could kind of like try and sway us or put us off the name. And also it just means like we've decided it. We've now got an embroidered hat, we've got an embroidered like hooded towel. Almost feels like it's very signed on the dotted line, decided, there's no changing the name now. I just am super excited to share it with everyone. I feel like that is definitely one of my most asked questions. The next question is, did you plan on getting pregnant? Now, this was a little bit of a sort of yes and also a little bit no. So me and Josh got married in September 2024, and when we got married we kind of said to ourselves we want to do 1 year of being married, just us two, like soak up being newlyweds, celebrate our 1 year wedding anniversary how we want, and then in September last year we said we'd start like trying for a baby. Josh has actually wanted to have a baby for a little while, whereas I've always been a little bit more like not nervous, but kind of never been like, yes, this is the right time. And looking back, I don't think you can ever decide like now is the perfect time, because there's always going to be something going on like with your family or money or a job, or oh, when this loan finishes, or actually let's get a car first. I don't think there's ever a perfect time in life where you could say now I'm in like a perfect situation. Obviously if that's you, that's great, but I think for the majority of people that just doesn't happen. But basically at the start of 2025, I started having issues with like my periods. I went to the doctors about it. I was getting like tests done and I was getting like really like mixed results. So I had a bit of a panic, what the helly moment, because I had thought then, what if I've left it too late? So I was 27 at the start of 2025 and I was having all these issues and I thought, oh my God, I've absolutely like cucked it. I have left it too late. Like what if now we're gonna have all these issues, whereas had we have tried for a baby before, I might not have had these problems. Not to go into that too much, I basically just came off like all my contraception and was like, look, whatever happens, happens. And then literally within the month, I found out that I was pregnant. So then I was like super happy, because I was really worried that with everything going on, I had basically ruined it for me and Josh. As soon as we found out that we were pregnant, I was over the moon. Like, it was such a weird feeling, like that day just being like, I am pregnant. The thought of going, yesterday I didn't know I was a mum, but I was a mum. And then like that day you find out I am pregnant, I'm a mum, like there's something inside of me, they're growing, like it's such a weird feeling. We didn't really like plan on getting pregnant, but it just kind of happened. However, had I not had those issues at the start of the year with my menstrual cycle, then of course in September I would have taken out like my contraception anyway, and we would have started trying for a family in September. I'm so happy with how things have worked out. I'm gonna have a little winter baby in February. I say in February, like he could still come today. And we're in the last days of January, but his due date is officially the 1st of February, and I'm just really excited to have a little winter baby. He's gonna be my little bear, my little squish. I'm just excited to like cuddle him and like, have him in my arms and for him to be here now. This next question actually is a little bit of a controversial subject, and I find that it's always like very 50-50 on whether people are like open or want to talk about this. But people have basically been asking me whether I'm planning on breastfeeding, and I will openly say no, I don't have any interest in breastfeeding. My plan is to exclusively pump and then give him his milk through a bottle. I know a lot of people say, oh, the connection between mum and like baby is going to be so much better, and breastfeeding is like amazing, and there's so many points that people have tried to kind of like convince me that I should be breastfeeding or I should be doing this, but I know I'm very set on exclusively pumping. It will also mean that Josh, like as a dad, he can build such a good bond with him because he'll be able to like feed, nearly said his name then, oh my god, he'll be able to feed little bear, and hopefully they'll just like have a really good connection. And I also just think, because I'm planning to exclusively pump and then give him his milk through a bottle, in my mind he's still going to be getting all of the benefits, like all of the antibodies, all of the goodness that he would be getting from breastfeeding. He's just not having to be like physically attached to me. Also, I'm gonna hopefully be able to store lots of breast milk. Then if there is any breast milk that is like left over, we can put it in his bath, because I've heard so many good things that it does for like their skin, especially the colostrum. Having a coffee out of your favourite mug is just sensational. I think there's a lot of negative views around not breastfeeding, or people disclosing the fact that they're choosing not to breastfeed, and I like to be really open, I like to be really honest. I'm not fussed on what people want to tell me. Like, if you want to give me advice on it, perfect, I'll listen. I want to stick to whatever I feel right for me and my little bear, then I will continue to do that regardless of someone else's opinion, whether that's a family member, a friend, a colleague, like someone online. That's your opinion. So right at the start of my pregnancy journey, a lot of people were asking me whether I wanted a girl or a boy. Also got no shame in admitting I always wanted a little girl. I'm a very girly girl. I have two little sisters that are 9 and 11. I love doing their hair, all of us wearing like little matching outfits, or like just doing girly things like makeup, just like going out shopping with them. I'm just more of a girly girl myself. So naturally I just thought, imagine having a little mini me and I can do her hair, or like we can do matching outfits and things like that. Of course, at my gender reveal, when I found out it was a boy, I was over the moon still, because I'm gonna now be a cool boy mom. I'm gonna be a cool little boy mum. We're gonna do lots of fun things together. I'm already really excited to like go out for like picnics with him and like doing all these things. So I've got so many fun things planned. I am extremely happy. I'm extremely lucky and blessed to be having a healthy boy so far. Obviously, that's the main thing for me really, is that when he gets here, that he's healthy, he's doing okay, I'm doing okay. I'm actually just really excited to see him, and hopefully he's gonna be a little mummy's boy. On Instagram, someone said, are you enjoying being pregnant? I have really had mixed emotions throughout my pregnancy. At the start, I was hating life. And I think that is nothing to do with like being pregnant. Obviously, I'm so fortunate that I'm able to have a baby. However, that first trimester is savage. It is brutal out there, let me tell you. I was feeling nauseous, I was feeling tired all the time, I was really grumpy, like my skin was breaking out to the next level, and I was just looking in the mirror just thinking, brother, what is this? So I was just like, I hate this, I hate being pregnant. Like, I was also really bloated at the start. Like in the first trimester, I would bloat loads to the point where I was like, oh, I feel so full that I physically can't eat anything. But then I would be absolutely starving hungry. I want to eat everything, but I feel really uncomfortable. Like I feel like I've had a 3-course meal, and all these emotions, and I think all of the hormones going round, I just hated it. And I thought, God, I'm only gonna get bigger. It's only gonna get worse. I've got another 6 months of this. Like, what is this? Anyone around me was like, yeah, she's not loving life. Like, they could tell I did not have my spark. Like, I'm normally a very positive, bubbly person. Even when I'm having a bad day, I will just paint a smile on my face and be like, right, let's seize the day, let's have a good day, let's get on with it. Those first 12 weeks are so hard, and I just want to say to anyone that is in their first trimester, like, give yourself some grace, because it does get better. Things do improve. One of the hardest things as well is acting normal when it's maybe only you and your partner, or like a family member, or like your best friend. Only a few of you that know that you're pregnant. It's so weird, but then once you tell everyone, and then after the first trimester, I felt like things just really kind of like peaked for me. My skin got so much better, I felt a lot happier. I did kind of just like come into my own of being pregnant. I do feel like I've been really fortunate with my bump as well. Like, my bump has literally just gone straight to the front. Almost looks like I just have a football on the front of my stomach. I will leave a little picture of like one of my latest bump updates here, just so you can see. I've been really fortunate, I've been really lucky with my body. My bump has just shaped really nicely, so I've actually really grown to love my bump. And a weird thing for me to say is I'm actually gonna miss it so much, because I feel like it's my little accessory. I balance things on my bump. I stand like, you know, the pregnancy girl stand, but I never thought I would say those words, because before falling pregnant, one of my biggest worries was how I was going to deal with the weight gain and the pregnancy belly, which again, a lot of people probably struggle with, but don't feel like they can talk about. Because I remember before I was pregnant, if I ever said like my biggest worry about being pregnant was like my body and like how things are going to change, the first thing that someone says to you is like, oh, but your body's doing an amazing thing. Yes, your body is doing an amazing thing, but also that is like the body that I've got for the next 50, 60, 70 years of my life. So it's mental that like everything's going to change, because the body that I had pre-pregnancy was the only body that I'd kind of ever known. To answer that question, and yes, I've enjoyed being pregnant, like overall. I just think those first like 12 weeks are absolutely savage. So once you get through those, you will glow in your second and third trimester. Kind of linking on to enjoying being pregnant, people have always said to me, what is the worst pregnancy symptom? My worst pregnancy symptom is acid reflux / like heartburn. I have not had a single day of no heartburn or acid reflux for, I want to say, 6 months, 7 months. So I almost feel like I traded the morning sickness and the morning nausea, which actually I lie, was not morning for me. I did shift work, so I literally had like nausea throughout the day, because I don't think I have a body clock. So I was having like nausea throughout the whole day. I was feeling sick like at all points of the day, but that dropped off. Then I feel like that is when the heartburn came in, the acid reflux, and every day I feel like my chest is on fire. That is something I am not going to miss. Soon as he is out, I'm hoping that that symptom just vanishes, which a lot of people have told me will disappear. Then a lot of people have said that you're going to have one hairy little baby, which I'm not actually opposed to. I think that'd be really cute. Like if he comes out with a little full head of hair, like dark brown hair like Josh, I think that would be really cute. And I keep seeing memes about girls with heartburn having babies that look like Chewbacca from Star Wars, and I'm like, okay, yep, that's probably gonna be me, because I have had heartburn every single day. Rennies should probably sign me up for like a sponsorship at this point, because I have been spending a lot of money on them over the last 6 months. Someone has asked me, what is your due date? And I think I've already mentioned that. So my due date is the 1st of February, but I just don't know how accurate that is, because of the fact I don't know when my last menstrual cycle finished. So it was basically just given on his, so they measure certain points of his body at the 12-week scan and the 20-week scan, and that is when they give you an estimated due date based on baby size. Have you had any cravings? Now this is one thing that I have tried to like think about. Actually, like, no, I've not really had a craving for anything like weird or strange or anything that I didn't eat before. And likewise, I haven't been craving anything more than normal. Sometimes on a certain day I'll be like, oh, I just really want some Nutella, or I kind of fancy a Subway, but that's more like I haven't had a Subway in ages, I kind of want one, rather than like, oh, I really, really want to eat this. And I did kind of eat a lot of gherkins at the start and lots of goat's cheese. Separately, may I add, not together. Overall, like cravings, I haven't really like fancied anything. And sometimes people say when you're having a boy, you don't get as many cravings as like when you're having a girl. I think that might be like an old wives' tale or like a pregnancy myth. So I haven't really had any cravings. Nothing's really stuck out to me. I kind of wish I had a craving, because that would be kind of cool to like say, oh yeah, to tell little bear when he's here, like when you were in mummy's tummy, mummy couldn't stop eating like, I don't know, some weird combination of food. That memory will always just be with me, but I haven't had anything like that. So I've been asked, do you have a birth plan? And if so, what is your birth plan? My birth plan is to have a natural birth. I'm also choosing to give birth at a hospital. I have been deemed a low risk pregnancy. So I have been given the option to like have an at-home birth or have like a water birth, but I've chosen, I want to go to a hospital. I just want to have a natural birth. To start with, my plan is just kind of to labour at home. It's my first child, so I don't know how that's going to go. I don't really know like how long I'll be able to stay at home for, what my pain threshold is going to be like. Obviously the feeling of being in labour. When I feel like I can't hack it anymore, or like my contractions are becoming more regular, Josh will just be able to drive me to the hospital. Once I'm in hospital, hoping to do like gas and air for as long as possible, and then move on to a morphine drip. So I do kind of want to move on to some pain relief, because I'm thinking it's going to be like absolutely horrifically painful. I know, I just can't comprehend what that level of pain is. So I'm kind of open to going on to morphine, and then if I still feel like I need more pain relief, then again I'm open to having the epidural. Fingers crossed, you know, everything goes smoothly. Like I would like to have Josh there and also my mum to support me, which actually, from speaking to a lot of people, they have had their mums there. So my best friend in another country has just had a baby, and she had her mum there. She had both her mum and her partner there. A lot of my friends and people at work have said, you know, having your mum there when you're going through that as a girl is just so reassuring and so nice. And it just means you've got two people to support you. It's going to be one of the hardest things that you do for the first time in your life, bringing a new human being into the world. And luckily me and my mum are so close. Like we are literally like best friends. So I'm really excited to have her there. Hopefully the birth all just goes as well as it can. He comes out healthy, then I will just be at the hospital, and I'm hoping I can kind of like be in and out of the hospital maybe within like a day or two. I have packed enough stuff to be in the hospital for I think like 2 to 3 days, just in case, because I'd rather be over prepared than under prepared. But that is like my vague birth plan. I'm trying to just go into it with like a really positive mind. I want to have like fairy lights in the ceiling, quite like dim lights with like calming music. I've got some films and like series downloaded to like watch that on my iPad, and I just want like quite a zen, chilled environment, really like positive birthing experience, which of course I think anyone does. Take it as it comes and just make sure that little baby bear gets here healthy. How did you know that you were ready for a baby? So I did actually touch on this earlier. I didn't really like decide that I was ready for a baby. I think, yeah, I've got this, like I've got Josh, my husband, I've got like my mum, we've got Josh's parents, like we've got a really good support network around us. So we are really fortunate that there's grandparents on both sides of baby bear's life. My grandma and grandpa are still in the picture, so he's literally got great grandparents as well. I just think it's the right time for us, and I love how it's kind of spontaneously sort of happened. Like I know I took my contraception out, but it wasn't like we were actively tracking anything or trying or logging any tests. Like we were very fortunate and very lucky with how it happened. In the end, it was quite stressful to start with when I wasn't going through my menstrual cycle, and there was like a lot of anxiety around that for me. But overall, like me and Josh have been together 12 years this year. I feel like for us the timing is right. Like we've been together, we've travelled, we've bought our own house, we've kind of done everything like very traditionally without actually like physically planning to. I just think like I'm excited to see what a little mini me and mini him looks like and just bring our little baby bear into the world. Someone's asked me, are you scared of giving birth? If I was to deeply think about like the logistics of giving birth and like what actually happens when you give birth, you go to an antenatal class, so we did antenatal classes, and you learn all about that. Then yeah, if I actually deeply think about giving birth and like what that entails, yeah, it's damn scary. Hands up to all of my best friends that have done it before, because I am a bit scared when I think about it physically. And when we did antenatal classes, you learn about what actually physically happens to your body, and like pushing and dilating, and obviously your pelvis expanding and things like that. And there's like diagrams, and I'm just seeing these things on the wall, and I'm like, wow, like my body is phenomenal for the fact that I can do that, and I will be doing that in the next few months. But when I think just to like day to day, I feel like I'm very much in Dellalulu land, and I'm enjoying it there. Like I try not to think too much about what's going to happen, and I'm just trying to be really positive and go in with like an open mind, because you can't control it. No matter how much I try and think about what is going to happen or how I want it to happen, there's only so much that is in my control. So I'm just trying to think that I'm excited to meet him, see what he looks like, you know, see the little resemblance between me and Josh, and like the little life that we've made and we've created, and that I've grown for like 9 months in my tummy. He's kicking around in there for like, his ears are burning because we are talking about him. It's going to be so weird not feeling him kick around in my stomach anymore. And some days I wish I could just have like a little window that I could just open up, say hello to him, like say good morning, see what he looks like, and then close the little window up. He's just safe in there, just snuggled, nice and warm. But yeah, it's really not long now until I get to meet him, so I'm just super excited, trying not to think about too much the logistics of giving birth. It is scary, and I think half the thing that is scary for me is not knowing what to expect. I'm very much a type A, plan everything, I write things down, I do things by a spreadsheet, I'm very organised. Like prepping a hospital bag, for example, when I had to pack these bags, and you're prepping for a scenario or a situation you don't know what's going to happen, and that's the same with like birth, of course. So I'm just trying to take it as it comes, live in Dellalulu land, and just be really excited for his arrival. The last question that I will go into, this is something that someone asked me on my Instagram, who had clearly come from my TikTok page. How did the internet tell you that you were pregnant? So the reason I know that this question came from someone that's come from my TikTok over into my Instagram is because of my reveal that I did with Josh on TikTok. Essentially, cut long story short, I did a reveal video with Josh that I posted on TikTok, and it kind of blew up for no other reason than Josh's reaction, rather than the fact that I had found out that I was pregnant and we were starting our family together. Everyone jumped on basically his reaction because of the way that he reacted when we found out. The caption for that was something along the lines of, when Google tells you you're pregnant. This ties back into me and my menstrual. This ties back into me not having a menstrual cycle at the start of the year. So I was having lots of blood tests. They were testing certain levels of my hormones, which were supposed to tell me like about my fertility levels, why I wasn't having a menstrual cycle. I one day just got a text which is like your results, and you log into the NHS app, and all of a sudden after all these tests it had told me that my levels were normal. It'd given me a figure for, I think it was like HCG, given me a figure for the levels that they were testing. But underneath it just said, your levels are normal and we have no concerns, whereas previous test results had told me about concerns. So when I rang the doctors, they said that they couldn't tell me over the phone. I had to book in a doctor's appointment. And of course, trying to get a doctor's appointment these days isn't fast, isn't easy. So I think it was like a week or so before I had a doctor's appointment. I was really stressed about all of this testing and like finding out what was going on with me. So I just did the simple thing of saying, okay, well, I'm just going to Google it, because Google will tell me what these test results mean. Like AI, they will come through, they will tell me exactly what is going on with my body, which in hindsight was like a really good thing because it put my mind at ease, but also was like probably not the best way to find out. So essentially I put in the levels and the name of the hormone that they were testing, and it said that I have a highly likely chance of being pregnant. And I remember reading those words on my phone on Google and just seeing the fact it said highly likely chance of being pregnant, and I was like, oh my god. Then of course the first thing that I do is tell Josh, because I had kept him in the loop with like all these appointments. Like, he'd been supporting me through everything. He'd been there day dot, like coming to the first doctor's appointment with me when I wasn't having my cycle. I told him and he was like, right, we need to get pregnancy tests. And instantly we were both really excited. Kind of took away from that moment. Like, I'd always planned for the moment that I tell Josh that he's going to be a dad, or that I'm pregnant, to be one of those moments he comes home and then there's like a pregnancy test with like a little teddy bear and a cute little photo, or maybe some booties or something like that. It took that whole moment away. I just wanted to tell him, like, he's my person. Obviously I wanted to share that with him straight away. He'd been supporting me through this whole journey. I couldn't wait to do the test until he'd come home or whatever. So I literally did it while he was out on a run. It came back positive and I was just over the moon. I was like so excited. It was a bit of a shock because I was like, this is really real now, which looking back is so silly, because if a blood test is telling me that I'm highly likely got a chance of being pregnant, I don't know why a urine test is ever going to tell me anything different. I just had to do that to like solidify it in my mind. So that was, yeah, that's why Google told me that I was pregnant, because I had blood tests and I basically couldn't be bothered to wait for a doctor to tell me in like 5-6 days time what those results meant. And I just put the results into Google. And of course, AI is just going to say, these results show that there's a highly likely chance of you being pregnant. And now we have just got a matter of days until little baby bear is going to grace us with his presence. And the time has literally flown by. From the moment of making that first video, doing the test, telling people I think that was in like July. In the summer that we told people, and I was like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. The whole journey genuinely just flies by. So if you are pregnant, soak up every single second. That is my best advice to anyone. Take all the pictures, write down all your feelings, like record everything, document it. Just do it for yourself, because when I say this era is over in a blink of an eye, and you will never be pregnant for the first time ever again. So that is the end of all of the questions. I have truly enjoyed just having a waffle with you, having a ramble, going through all of those questions. I hope you've enjoyed this video too. Thank you so much as always for all of the support, watching my videos. If you do follow me on TikTok and Instagram, I really appreciate it. I will of course be keeping you all updated and just sharing everything with you guys for my first ever pregnancy journey. If you did like this video, please hit the subscribe button, give us a big thumbs up and leave any comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'm truly grateful, and I will see you of course very soon for more videos, more vlogs and just more fun content.